Week 1 of the SFLm rolls on here in Ottawa, Canada. Up in beautiful Ontario, it's a balmy 49 degrees out here, but we've got SFL minor league football ready to go between the Ottawa Cavalry and the San Jose Flight. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Eric Vinson is your play-by-play commentator. That's me this evening. And appreciate you guys coming out and checking out the second slate of games for week 1 of the SFLm. Might have a special guest poke his head in a little bit later on in the broadcast. But both these teams are looking to get out on the field, get their feet wet, and get rolling. Both these teams with a fair share of two-way players, so some familiar faces that we will see between both of these squads. San Jose having 6 total between offense and defense, and Ottawa having 4 total. Most of theirs being on the offensive side of the football. And we will get to those starting lineups here in just a moment. But for now, we are going to see San Jose get the opening kickoff, as Ottawa has the ball on the tee. They are ready to go. We are ready to go. And let's play some football here in Ottawa. Fielded from inside the 5. San Jose going to bring it out to about the 22-yard line. And that is where they will take over. Austin Blanco, the quarterback, number 7, 6'4", 224, coming out to lead the Flight for their first possession of Season 6. He's going to have 2 wide to start things off. Offset eye. He will swing it out to Jay-Z Bacon coming out of the backfield, the two-way player from Fort Worth, and he will get nothing. Actually lose a couple yards as the defense from Ottawa converges on him quickly. We'll get a look at the rest of the San Jose offense. Austin Blanco, number 7 at quarterback, 6'4", 224. Jay-Z Bacon, 5'11", 208 from Fort Worth, playing as a two-way player. Buford Van Dam, the fullback. David Anderson and Terrell Cooper, the wide receivers. DJ Bandit, the tight end. Second down, airing it out over the middle, picked off. Going back the other way is Ottawa, and they are going to be tackled at about the 24-yard line. And that was number 31, the strong safety, G.B. Wallace, getting in and making the pick off of the tip drill. So we get another look at the play here. Just playing center field out there. I think his buddy Cody Tanaka was able to actually make the deflection. And Wallace comes up with his first interception of the young season. And that sets Ottawa up in business from the 24-yard line. John Lakeman coming out at quarterback, number 9, as he comes out with a heavy I formation. Short drop. Going to sling it out to the far sideline, and that's caught for about 5 yards. And that's going to be, I believe, the fullback, Robert Ross it is. As we get a look at the Ottawa offense, Lakeman at quarterback, we mentioned him. Dwayne Salmons, coming back for another season here in the minors. Michael Knight, Isaiah King IV, and Azami Mihata are the rest of the offensive weapons for Ottawa, all of them on two-way contracts. Handoff this time to Salmons. Salmons trying to find some room and will get nothing as San Jose bottles him up right near the line of scrimmage. They'll give him maybe half a yard. Get a quick look at the San Jose defense. J.J. Reed, Robert Thump, Mojo McLean, and Stan Diamond all on the front 7 there. Braylon King Moore, Nicholas Frossel, Sam Blotner, and Savon Watson, along with Strike Vader, round out the defensive secondary. 3rd and 4, pump fake, over the middle, caught. First down yardage, near the 5, inside the 10. They'll mark him down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for Ottawa, as that was Mihata with his first catch of the evening. So Lakeman doing a good job, faced with an early 3rd down, and is able to convert it. Now he'll get a fresh set of downs, 1st and goal from the 6. Delayed handoff. Salmons gets bottled up quickly by San Jose, and he won't get anything on that play right there at the line of scrimmage. So we creep under 8.5 to go here in the first quarter. 4 wide, empty for Lakeman. Has plenty of time. He's going to hit the crossing route, and he's going to have a touchdown. Big number 13, Michael Knight, the two-way player from Sioux Falls, all 6'4", 220, able to hit the end zone for our first offensive touchdown of the evening. And we'll get one more look there. He was on the far sideline, came all the way across the formation, trying to help his quarterback out, and does just that, as he is able to make it into the end zone for the score. Jacobson will line up for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. It is through. 7-0 now as Ottawa takes the early lead. Took a little bit less than 3 minutes to get on the scoreboard for either team, as San Jose threw an interception on their first possession, and Ottawa taking quick advantage of it, getting that touchdown on the board. So now we will lather, rinse, repeat, and San Jose will get another crack at the football here. Mamadou trying to find some room there, and doesn't really get much as he gets out to the 21-yard line, right around where they started the last possession. We'll see if Blanco can redeem himself on this next possession after throwing a pick. Still early on, plenty of time here. Four wide, trips towards the top of the formation. Single back is Bacon. Going to swing it out that way, and again, Bacon has nowhere to go. Ottawa was ready for that the whole way. Seems like Blanco just is not given as much time as he wants back there in the pocket. Forced to check it down to Bacon, and he has nowhere to go. That's a loss of 4 on that play. Brings up second down from the 17. Bit of a heavy formation. Offset single back is Bacon. Going to swing it out that way. And again, the blocking not set up in front for him and didn't really get much of anything. In fact, loses more yardage back to the 14-yard line. So San Jose trying to do their best to set up the screen game, get Jay-Z Bacon involved early, and Ottawa has been ready for it the entire way. So now a 3rd and a country mile. Blanco gonna air it out into one-on-one coverage and almost came up with it there. The receiver was Terrell Cooper from Mexico City. Couldn't quite reel that one in as it was tipped up into the air, and that falls incomplete. It'll be a 3-and-out for San Jose after throwing a pick on their opening possession. So to start things off, Ottawa with the clear momentum. Aaron Lind punting from his own end zone. Pressure coming, and he's going to get it away. It will not be a long punt. It will be fair caught inside the 50 in opponent's territory for Ottawa at the San Jose 49-yard line. So good starting field position for the Cavalry as they come out once more. Lakeman looked pretty good on that first drive there, capitalizing with the touchdown, showed good patience, didn't force anything. And we'll see what he could do here on this second possession of the opening quarter. Two backs. Handoff goes to Salmons. Salmons is breaking free and gets tackled from behind. A touchdown-saving tackle from number 65, J.J. Reed, as he came up behind him and wrapped him up by his hips. Otherwise, Salmons was off to the races. A good burst of speed, follows his blockers there, and almost broke it out for a score. JJ has some fleet feet there for a 6'3", 280-pound man. So that sucks up a fresh set of downs from the 33-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat there for Salmons. Lakeman going to swing it out to Salmons. Wide open coming out of the backfield there. He's got first down yardage and more. And he'll get another probably 15 yards on top of that as he gets down to the 16-yard line. Into the SFL red zone we go. And again, a good pocket here for Lakeman. Doesn't panic, finds the open receiver. His check down there is Salmons, and Salmons has a good burst of speed there and does what he can out of it. Some bunched receivers towards the bottom of the formation. Little play action. Lakeman finds Salmons, and this time San Jose was ready for it. It was a good open field tackle right near the line of scrimmage to stop him. Only gets maybe a half a yard. Both these running backs last season in the minor leagues had pretty impressive yardage. Randy Squarebush from the Annapolis Navigators was obviously a huge problem with 1,400 yards, but 700 yards on the ground for Bacon and Salmons each. As Salmons does get the handoff, but the flight were ready for him there, buries him in the backfield. He'll lose a few yards this time around, and that'll set up a 3rd and long, a good opportunity for San Jose to get a stop here. Four wide, trips towards the bottom of the formation. Lakeman over the middle, caught near the line to gain, not going to get nearly enough, as it's going to be 4th and short coming up here. One of the extra receivers in the formation, Trafford, who made the catch on the crossing route, so we'll see a field goal attempt. Jacobson nailed his extra point earlier, and now he attempts his first field goal of the new season. Went a chippy from about 26 yards. And it will be up and through, officially from 25. So Ottawa, 10 quick points on the board, scoring on both of their opening possessions. San Jose doing their best to keep pace, as the Cavalry have had a big-time swing of momentum in their favor. As I mentioned, the flight trying to do their best to keep pace with them. Again, inside the 5, lowering the shoulder, and we'll make it out to the 22-yard line. Been about the same starting field position for San Jose every time. And as I mentioned before, trying to get J.Z. Bacon involved as much as humanly possible. But Ottawa has definitely been ready for it the entire way. Not much doing offensively so far for the flight, as Tacoma and Lincoln get started on our other game on SFL YouTube here this evening. 4:21 to go, opening quarter, handoff to Bacon, trying to find some room. Good spin move there, and he's going to get out to the 26-yard line, gain of 4, and it's saying something when that's probably the best offensive play that they've run so far this evening. So we'll have to see how San Jose responds here. As Blanco threw an interception into coverage there. Ottawa took advantage with a touchdown of the as a response. A field goal following that. And now we are where we stand here with a 10-0 advantage for Ottawa. As Bacon gets maybe a yard. Matt Ryan already with 4 tackles, which is pretty wild. Speaking of which, we'll get to the Ottawa defense, as we have not looked at them yet. Crumgeddon, Timothy Wellbrook-Boosie at inside linebacker there. Timothy Connolly, the two-way player from Motor City. Roy Towers, Cody Tanaka, Matt Ryan, D'Amico Brewer, and G.B. Wallace, who had an interception earlier. And it looks like they might have another one here, and they do. Well, Brock Busey, the interception there, the inside linebacker. It touched a couple of his teammates' hands, and he finally took advantage of it. Again, another ill-advised throw from Blanco. As that was Tanaka that again stepped in front. He has been a menace back there at his safety spot with another pass deflection and another interception as a result. not a whole lot that San Jose can do. This defense trying to make another stand here. Delayed handoff to Salmons, who goes nowhere. Good stop there by the flight defense this time around. And it's difficult in situations like this where you find yourself putting your defense out more often than not. Not necessarily wanting to do that, obviously. And asking your defense to almost do the impossible. Lakeman with time. He's going to throw it over the middle. Good deflection there, as that was Sam Blotner, the two-way player from Charleston, that's able to bat the football away. And that'll be a 3rd and long for Ottawa coming up. Out of field goal range. Lakeman with bunched receivers towards the top of the formation. Salmon's the lone back. 3 down linemen for the flight. Lakeman hit as he's thrown, fires it, intercepted, and that's Blotner again. This time making the interception in one-on-one coverage. And I wonder if maybe as Lakeman was hit, that interrupted the flight path of the football. So San Jose getting their first momentum swing of the ball game. So that'll set them up at the 29-yard line, their own 29-yard line of San Jose. Blanco wants to air it out again and again into coverage. It falls incomplete. And it looks like we do have that special guest that I spoke of earlier. Everyone welcome in Commissioner Cameron Irvine to the broadcast booth. Cameron, welcome in.
I've shaken off that smell from the first game and ready to rock here in Canada.
I mean, it's a bit chilly up here, man. I hope you pack some long sleeves.
It was hotter in Kentucky. I think I'll be all right. It feels good.
Well, I mean, Ottawa has been picking apart San Jose so far defensively. San Jose finally getting an interception of their own, hoping to kind of turn the tides here. And we'll see what they do here on a 2nd and 10. Blanco seems content with airing the football out after trying to get Bacon involved early. This is first medium pass of the ball game for about 5 yards to Cooper as he runs out of bounds. 3rd manageable coming up here.
Yeah, Blanco's just got to get his feet under him. You know, really tough start in this first quarter, but a career is not made in a quarter, Eric, and certainly not even made here in the minors. He's just got to work out the kinks.
And he's on a good squad, too. As I mentioned, a bunch of two-way players for this flight squad, and a lot of leadership there as he's hit as he's thrown, and it's incomplete. Big number 76, Crumgeddon getting in there and making the stop. 6'3", 273.
All the different ways we can talk about Geddon cleaning up the scraps at the dinner table, you know, picking up the crumbs. I mean, it's I can just see people much smarter than me coming up with a lot better things than that throughout the season.
We'll see how many of those puns we can throw out there.
I am not the biggest pun fan in the world, but with a first name like Crumb, I mean, you got to do something with that.
Punt fielded at about the 30-yard line. They'll make it out to the 34, and that's where Ottawa will set up once again with 2:13 to go. And, you know, Lakeman has looked very, very good so far in his first action with Ottawa, as, you know, taken what the defense has given him, and his defense has given him a whole lot, given him the football a couple different times to work with.
He's got a really talented offense. Looking forward to seeing what they put together tonight.
And this man, Dwayne Salmons, has looked very, very good. He's a returner from last season, hoping to get himself up into the major leagues before too long, as we have our first penalty marker on the field. So it'll be a free play, free 5 yards for Ottawa. So it'll be a 1st and 5 coming up here.
My big question for you, Eric, is are you jealous? Because going on also on SFL YouTube tonight is Tacoma Lincoln, which you called last season. And it was that game was crazy.
That game was one of the best games I think I've ever called, either minor or major league. It was just fantastic to watch. Back and forth the entire way. Never knew what was going to happen. It was just absolutely bonkers. So, yes, I am a little jealous. But Ottawa has looked very, very good here so far. I know San Jose will go ahead and bounce back. They've got plenty of veteran leadership on that squad over there as well. 6 two-way players. That's a lot of two-way players, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have points and they don't, so eat your heart out, Tacoma and Lincoln. And Mojo McLean on that last tackle, 6'2", 256, man, looks good.
A lot of good names in this ball game as well, which I love. Salmons, good spin move there, but right into trouble, as that was Savon Watson, the Queen City Corsair two-way player, is able to make the stop there. Brings up 3rd and short.
A lot of times two ways are misunderstood, Eric. I mean, Savon Watson, this is a guy that played some sparing minutes. Every once in a while you'd hear his name pop up in an SFL game, but this guy's looking for a starting role at the next level, and play and dedication down here in the minors can really help him get there.
Absolutely, as it brings up 3rd and short here. Good throw there from Blakeman, as he's able to find his tight end. Again, fun names. Azami Mihata, able to make another big catch there in the middle of the field.
Part of the Motor City experience this past season, and Motor City only won 4 games this season, but they took into the offseason that they were the only team to beat London so far this SFL season, and what a great win for Mihata last week, and now taking his talents to Canada.
And there's something to be said for that. You know, you beat London, that's a good team, and we got a lot of good action coming in the Major League playoffs upcoming here, as Mihata makes the catch there off the tip drill. One of the defensive linemen gets his big mid up there, and Mihata says, I will take that, and I'll get a couple yards out of it as we hit the end of 1. 10-0 here in Ottawa, as the Cavalry are on top of the San Jose flight. This is the Simulation Football League minor league on YouTube.
My heart jumped like my wife walked into the room on that catch, Eric. What a great concentration from Mihata. It was terrific, especially after the last catch that he had, doing that back-to-back.
Well, you don't see that too often, where it gets batted straight up into the air as well, and good concentration there by Mihata to reel it in as well, as Salmons has good blocking up front. He'll get about 5 or 6 yards out to the 36. And this Ottawa offense has been clicking pretty much all evening long. Really, they can't do much of anything wrong.
Ottawa was last season's Cinderella. I mean, they played such gritty football down the stretch with a lot of tough defense. They managed to get their way to the finals. Couldn't get a win for Javier Vasquez, who was the former head coach down here, but did him proud now in Denver.
And now the Cavalry will move the chains, as that's a catch from Michael Knight, the two-way player from Sioux Falls. Got Robert Cherry now leading the way for the Cavalry, and Kanye Rockefeller at defensive coordinator. He's done a great job here this evening.
A lot of a couple guys that are out to prove themselves here in the SFL. Rockefeller, a savvy veteran, has bounced around the league now in Indianapolis, but Robert Cherry, up-and-comer in Charleston. They got a lot of those. They just got to put it together.
And off to Salmons. He'll get 4 or 5. And that's what the minor leagues are all about. You know, you're looking to find, if you're looking to find your footing, you're looking to find what you're good at, what your niche is within, or niche, however you pronounce that, in this league.
I believe it's pronounced banana, Eric.
Banana?
I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced either. I just get annoyed when people start arguments over stupid stuff like that.
Salmons will get another couple yards. That'll be 3rd and 4 coming up. But yeah, you know, you find your place. You find your home, you know, here in the minors.
No doubt. And the minors also, too. I mean, it's about fun, and it's about making friends, too, making connections that go to the pros, seeing your friends drafted, you know, onto different teams, and one day potentially reuniting with them someday. It's all part of the story.
Absolutely. Salmons will get the swing pass. He'll get first down yardage, and that'll move the sticks again. Ottawa continuing to march down the field. Lakeman with the lone blemish on his resume, but otherwise he has looked very, very good.
Yeah, Ottawa not doing anything too flashy, not taking too many risks, just trying to wear down this flight defense that's been kind of put on their heels from the moment we said go tonight. And if San Jose's defense could force a field goal here, it'd be a huge win for them.
They did on the last possession here, but Knight makes another catch as he steps out of bounds at about the 9. And it definitely would be a huge step in the right direction for San Jose because, again, they have been on their heels since the gun of this football game here this evening. And, man, oh, man, look at the defense, hands on hips. They're just looking for gas at this point.
Distracted by production of the other game, Logan Lee just got hurt for Lincoln.
Oof. Never want to see that. Lakeman changing things up here on 2nd and 3.
Oh.
And off. Ooh, right there in the backfield. Good hit. I'm trying to think of who that was. J.J. Reed. It was, yeah. Getting in there in the backfield right away. Just beating his man off the line.
That's just a whiffed defensive or offensive line assignment. You have to seal that backside if you're going to run that stretch out there. And the very first defensive end on the line, the first guy to seal, doesn't get sealed. It's a 2-yard loss.
And again, similar situation here. And this time it was big number 99, Stan Diamond, coming in from the outside linebacker spot. 6'3", 255. Good play there to make the stop.
I heard he knows Rihanna, but he also knows how to stop Ottawa on 3rd down. It's a huge win for the flight defense. Back-to-back drives. They only give up field goals, and they now give Austin Blanco a chance to settle down in this game. If they get a touchdown on the next drive, it's a 1-score game.
And the field goal is up and through, so 13-0 now in favor of the Cavalry, and San Jose will get another opportunity. And Cam, you're absolutely right. I think it's just a matter of Blanco trying to get his feet wet, trying to get comfortable, trying to figure out what he needs to do in order to move the football down the field. And as you mentioned, you get a touchdown, it's they're right back in this ballgame. They're not out of this ballgame as we speak right now, just Ottawa has all the momentum.
Blanco's got 3 players who are about to play in the playoffs, a couple this weekend, and then DJ Bandit next week. Oh my gosh, Lili Nakai is also down in that Tacoma. It's so hard. It's when you see people dying all over the field. It's hard to take your eyes off of it. Fortunately, we're fully healthy here in Canada.
Yeah, no joke, and we've got probably why we've got the most points on the scoreboard because we've got fully healthy lineups over here.
I almost made a healthcare joke, but I decided that would take it too far.
Oh no!
I didn't. Don't get mad at me.
You didn't. You didn't. Bacon's got good blocking on that stretch play as he makes it out to the 30-yard line. Good chunk of 5 yards there. That's a step in the right direction. They definitely need more of that. And, just to kind of go off playbook a little bit here, the chat has all over the place has been saying these are the cleanest uniforms they've seen in the minor leagues.
Yeah, timeless classics all over the league, and it's great to see teams build alumni groups and fan bases, and it's been a lot of fun to see.
Bacon, good spin move there. He's got extra yardage as he makes it out to the 47-yard line. Little no huddle action here for San Jose, trying to get themselves back in the ball game. Blanco going to swing it out to Bacon again, a little too far as he walks out of bounds, loses 2. Not sure why you would want to go no huddle after that, but
what's even more interesting is the ball's still in the middle of the field, not on the hash.
Right. And again,
sheesh,
very similar play. This time it's on the hash.
Extra crispy. Little extra crispy on the Bacon right now.
And this time he's got nowhere to go. As can't run the same play 3 plays in a row and not expect the defense to respond. And that's exactly what happened. 4th down.
Yeah, and that's a rough. So you're trying to get Austin Blanco going with a simple pass, right? Get it out to a skill player and get him going. But then to get hung up on that in the middle of the field, it's got to be disappointing for the whole Flight offense, and they just got to shake it off. This defense, they got to be careful. They're going to get worn down.
Yeah, I'd be willing to wager that they're already getting worn down after being on the field for the majority of the first quarter. Good special teams play there by the Flight, knocking them down at the 16-yard line. So Ottawa going to have to go a long way in order to get more points on the board. But you're right, the Flight defense need to get off the field. They need to get off the field in a hurry, and it's been difficult. It's been tough sledding. Seven in the box for the Flight. I formation for Ottawa. Handoff, Salmons, flag on the play, and good 7 yards, but we'll have to see what the penalty's all about. Probably a holding, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that may be coming back. Yep.
And there she goes.
There she goes again. What's that song?
I know. It immediately popped into my head, and I was like, what is that song? What is that? There she goes.
Oh boy!
There
I just hummed. See, you took it to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, no. See, falsetto has never been my thing. Sorry, Cam.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to all the viewers we just lost.
I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry. Salmon's responding well with a run up the middle, and he'll get a good chunk of that yard, actually get all the yardage back and then some. So it'll be 2nd and 8 now for the 18.
Eric and I have had a lot of fun in the SFL over the years. If we can get to near good play there. If we can get to 65 viewers, we'll tell you about the giant baby story.
Oh, the giant baby story.
You know what the giant baby story is. Good play by Blotner there.
Yes. Blotner's had a pick already in the ball game. He's been a very good bright spot for the Flight defense. I'm trying to think of what the giant baby story is.
Orlando.
Oh, yes. I do know the giant baby story. Oh boy. 4 wide, single pack as Salmons play action. Blocked well, and some toe drag swaggle on that far sideline there as Ottawa didn't quite convert, but a good play nonetheless, as that brings up 4th down, and San Jose gets a stop.
They do get a stop, and good on the Flight. They're really hanging around in this one. Ottawa may regret not putting him away. However, we still need to see San Jose execute a solid drive. Their offense has been real jittery here in the first quarter, or first half, rather.
I think it'll do wonders for them if they're able to get even just a field goal, honestly. As the return man goes nowhere, it's going to be marked down at the 40-yard line. Good special teams coverage by the Cavalry. It's going to be 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the opening half. 13-point advantage for the Cavalry.
I'd like to see Buford Van Dam get moving here at fullback, 6'4", 255. One of the few fullbacks so far in the SFLm, and he can be a weapon for San Jose to help stay ahead of the sticks.
We'll see if he gets involved here in this I formation. Instead, it'll be Bacon. Good blocking up front, and he carries defenders across the line to gain. That's the best run of the evening for JZ Bacon. First down out to Ottawa 49.
Watch Van Dam. Van stuff this defender right here. Look at 48. Pow! Get out of the way. Just a perfect clear-out block there for Bacon, and Bacon gets into Ottawa territory. You love to see that.
It's a good spin move there by Bacon as well. He's thrown down the spin move a couple different times here this evening to get himself some extra yardage. Going to see a swing pass this time to Bacon. Blanco just hadn't quite perfected that just yet. Still trying to get that figured out as that ends up being incomplete.
Too much air, just trying to be too cute with it. Gotta sling it out there. Let Jay-Z do the rest of the work.
So that'll stop the clock at 4:41. 2nd down now. Single back is Bacon. Trips towards the bottom of the formation. It's like one-on-one coverage towards the top, and they'll go that way. Good throw and a good catch as that's out to the Ottawa 26-yard line. Sliding grab by Terrell Cooper.
Great throw there by Blanco. And we're going to get a look at Cooper's route. Just a simple post route over the middle. Split the defense. Ref got in the way. That always helps. And Cooper makes sure he secures it on his way down to the ground.
Good read there by Blanco to make sure that he spotted the one-on-one coverage. He's got it again towards the top there.
Well, same.
Instead, he'll go opposite way, and that's incomplete.
Had Cooper again on that post pattern. Good defense in the slot. Matt Ryan. We already got one, but we can always use a second one. If he's anything like the first one, he'll be a pretty good football player. And I'm not talking about the quarterback. Nobody cares about him anymore. I'm talking
Nobody cares about him.
The Matt Ryan over in Louisiana.
He's been very active. A lot of tackles here for him this evening. 2nd and 10, Bacon. Good job following blocks, and he'll make it out to the 22-yard line. Gain of 5. Finally starting to get that yards per carry up a little bit.
And don't look now, but, I mean, San Jose with 4 minutes and counting to go in the first half. I mean, they're on the Ottawa 22-yard line. It's been a solid drive, eating some clock. Haven't put Blanco in two poor situations, and they're playing well.
Well, there's a poor situation there as the protection just was not there on that play as the front four for Ottawa was able to get in the face of Blanco. That forces the incompletion.
Eddie Kavanaugh, the kicker for San Jose, to try to get the donut off the board. This will be from 39 yards out. 38. Let's see what kind of leg he's got.
Not a gimme for him, but certainly makeable. High snap. Gets a good leg into it, and it is through from 38 yards. So San Jose now on the board after their first real meaningful drive of the ball game, and it's a 2-possession ball game once again.
Yeah, San Jose really needed that drive, and they would have liked a touchdown, but they'll take the 3. And as long as their defense can hold on this next drive for Ottawa to end the half, they'll feel pretty good about how this first half went, despite the slow start.
They can get a quick stop here. They'll still have an opportunity at getting some points on the board. We'll see how the flight defense respond to the Cavalry offense. Short field on the interception right out the gate for Ottawa, and they were able to capitalize with a touchdown. But since then, 2 field goals on the board. And it was from another interception by Blanco as well. So the flight defense actually standing up and standing tall.
I'm just still annoyed that not only did we lose viewers after you started singing, which I anticipated that would happen, but the chat didn't help us with who sings that song. Not 1 ounce of help. That's just disappointing.
Old BK12 posted in our game channel over here who actually sang that song.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, you could have taken it. I'm not going to take that away from you. That's good research.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is good research. That is good research. And hats off to our guy, BK12, Brett Killian.
Analyst of the year. That's why.
Throwing in there. Yes, he is the analyst of the year. And that is 100% why. There she goes by the LAs, the LAs. I don't know.
I've never heard of it. I never would have guessed
80s.
that.
I was born in that year. So, 1988, I was born that year.
Crazy. Brett Solberg going to be calling the championship with me this season in the SFL, and he just had a terrific season. Was so looking forward to that game.
Very, very exciting, and I've called a couple games with him. He is fantastic. One of my favorite partners to call a game with. 3rd and 7 now for Ottawa. Goes that way. Good play by the defense. Wow. Just outstretching there. I think that was Frost. Was that Frost? No, that was Braylon King Moore.
Tremendous play. I mean, he was gone. John Lakeman just got to put a little bit more opposite problem of Blanco. Put a little bit more air under that. There's no way that Braylon King Moore can knock that away if you just take it to the sky just a bit more. And instead, San Jose, with a quick stop, they can turn around and do something with it.
There you go. And we were waiting for the flight to get a quick stop on defense. They do, and now they've got a decent return, 5 or 6 yards, and maybe more, out to the 42-yard line. And apparently it is pronounced law, according to Brett Solberg. Their only hit song ever. It's pronounced law, the laws. There she goes. 1988. So there you go.
I wasn't even a thought in 1988. Makes me sad.
Well, depending on when it popped out. I mean, I was definitely a thought, and I was definitely on the way.
That was so crass the way you put that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to touch that one. Making it out to midfield could gain of 8, as that'll probably get us to the 2-minute warning, mercifully.
6-3, Lincoln just takes the lead. Battle of field goals over there.
Well,
and San Jose making a pretty good comeback here.
Now I'm less jealous, as we've got more points over here. San Jose looking to make this a ball game against Ottawa. 2-minute warning here in Canada. SFLm action rolls on YouTube.
Second and 2. The whole playbook's open.
And from midfield, too. Offset eye. Hand off to Bacon. Bacon gets through a defender and another. Powers his way to the 45-yard line. Clock will run.
Timothy Connolly coming up, cleaning up the mess. Another two-way player from Motor City playing tonight off that defense.
Yeah, 6'3", 248. He's built like you think a linebacker should be built. Offset back is Bacon. 2 wide towards the bottom of the screen. Little floater this time from Blanco, and it worked out just fine as Bacon was able to get his blocker set up. He gets 9 yards.
Now that time on a designated screen, the floater helps the blockers get down the field and block. Jay-Z has an opportunity to turn the corner. That was much better executed.
Smart play by the young quarterback. Going to give it to Bacon on second and short. Gaping hole. And he gets inside the 30-yard line. They'll go no huddle. Still with 3 timeouts.
Another great block from Van Dam down the field. Helps bring that first down.
See if he gets another one here. Decent one, and that'll be a couple yards gained. Bacon will pop up and call their first timeout. 2 remaining.
I mean, look at what has happened here just in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Have barely seen Ottawa's offense at all. San Jose's defense gets 2 defensive stands in the red zone. And here we go, San Jose in scoring position. At this point, Blanco, in his young career, just take care of the football, take what the defense gives you.
And I'm sure that's what head coach Art Vandelay is saying along the sidelines over there. As Blanco will throw another screen to Bacon, and going nowhere, staying in bounds too, make matters worse. So that'll be another timeout wasted.
That's a Justin Fields throw if I've ever seen one, Eric. He had a guy streaking down the field, and he looked like he may have been open, but again, you're playing it safe, trying to get some points right now, and Bacon is racking up the receptions.
PPR nightmare right there. 3rd and 6 now. Blanco across the middle and missed him. He had his guy.
That's tough.
And that was Buford Van Dam. Couldn't quite reel it in.
That's tough. My guy tonight. He was wide open. And, that's when you're a young player, especially a fullback, the last thing you're thinking about, are they going to go for it? No, they're going to kick it. The last thing you're thinking about is, I got to get my hands going, right? I got to work on my hands, work on these receptions. It's probably not been a focus for Van Dam this offseason, and it showed right there in that play.
Another awkward snap, but gets it down and gets it through from 41 yards this time. So 2 for 2 for Eddie Kavanaugh, and that'll be 6 points on the board now for San Jose, and especially on a chilly evening like this, Cameron. You know, you want to make sure that you got the hand warmers in. You know, you want to make sure that those hands stay warm, however you want to do it. And, you know, hot chocolate, coffee, hand warmers, other various ways of doing things, you know, whatever.
Well, you really lost yourself on that one, Eric, but I understand what you're saying.
You know, body heat. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gosh. Great way for San Jose. As long as they can take care of this last 27 seconds, they got to feel pretty good about where they are at the end of this first half.
Definitely, especially since Ottawa will get the second half kickoff.
True.
So the fact that they were able to take care of business, get points on the board, even if it's just a field goal, that definitely does wonders for them. Lakeman under center. Play action. Going to throw it far sideline. Caught. Mihata with another catch.
Oh.
And he's going to get tackled in bounds. I thought he got tackled out of bounds.
Wow, I guess they said the tackle was initiated inbounds and the feet weren't out.
Delayed handoff to Salmons. Goes nowhere. And it's going to be tough for them to get anything going here, as they'll burn a timeout with 3 seconds to go. Maybe within Hail Mary range?
They were looking for extra yardage there, I think, on that counter run to try and get the Hail Mary going. I think they're there. Tough to say, though, with John Lakeman having such a youthful arm, and he's frustrated and upset. Probably the fact that Mihata wasn't able to get out of bounds, but Coach Cherry's just got to calm him down over there. He's got another throw to make.
And it looks like they will set up for the Hail Mary. Only 3 down linemen, actually 4 down linemen, I should say. Yeah, plenty of time for Lakeman. He's going to fire it, and he's going to actually get it close to the end zone. And that is incomplete, but Michael Knight was in the vicinity there.
He got nailed.
Almost came up with it.
Michael Knight got crushed on that Hail Mary play, and all's well that ends well. Gets up and is okay, but wow, what an interesting first half.
Interesting is definitely a word, as 13-6 your score. As you get a look at the first half stats and highlights, I mean, San Jose, they put themselves in a hurt locker with the 2 turnovers, but otherwise, I mean, it's been pretty even as far as stat line goes.
Yeah, really surprised at that TOP. It was about 13-8 in favor of Ottawa, but it felt like San Jose had the ball for about the last 6 minutes of that first half. So yeah, interesting imbalance there. But San Jose did well to help give their defense a break, get them geared up for the second half. Haven't seen a whole lot of Salmon since he was breaking off those big runs early. I think Ottawa needs to get him going again to help balance this offense and keep San Jose off their backs.
Yep, I would definitely agree with that. And honestly, in the first quarter, that's probably where the TOP damage was done. Because of the 2 interceptions that were thrown by Blanco. And Ottawa, even though they were in prime field position there in their opponent's territory, they took their time actually getting into the end zone for that touchdown drive. And then the other pick that they got, you know, they were a little bit further back, probably closer to midfield, I'd say. So again, they took their time, and that's been their offense this evening, taking their time and taking what the defense has given them. And that's where the time of possession is just a little bit skewed.
Frosty Time said in the chat, my tackle kept him in bounds, referring to Mihata. That made my night, says Frosty Time. So I love seeing that. As the commissioner of this league, as the guy that runs the show, it's always good to see anything making someone's night around here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it goes back to our previous point where the minor leagues are supposed to be fun. You know, like, obviously you're out there trying to win a championship just like any team would, but you're building relationships, you're building friendships, you're having a good time out there, and it's just fun. And Frosty Times was 100% correct. Nicholas Frossel
Yeah.
making that stop in bounds and keeping the clock rolling. So that did wonders for San Jose as they're going to be back out on defense to start the second half. Played well in that second quarter, rebounded well. So we'll see how they respond in the second half. Kavanaugh boots it down the field. Short kick, fielded at about the 15-yard line. A good special teams play from the Flights is they'll stop him at the 29-yard line. We'll see Lakeman come back out. Lakeman looked pretty good in that first half. A lot of his damage done in the first quarter, as I mentioned, off of those turnovers. But he's been very patient, and he's taken his time. Had the one mistake that he threw to Blotner in coverage early on.
See what they got.
Bunch receivers towards the top of the formation. Delayed handoff to Salmons. Salmons, good blocking up front, and he's rumbling down the near sideline to the 47-yard line as they rip off 18 yards right away.
Can I get a cop out here to get an odometer reading on that offensive lineman? He was booking it down the field.
Oh,
67, and then look at 50-something got to the 50. He was out of there.
Great
66.
blocking up front there.
Evan Townsend. Townsend versus Bolt, 2022. Calling it. Need that in my life.
And then Zach Lourdes was the other one that was booking it there. Another handoff to Salmons, and the Flight converge around him at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by Reed. He's been very prevalent up there along the line of scrimmage.
But good creativity on the play before. You know, the perfect play dialed up against the perfect defense, and it just goes to show you. I mean, things like draws and tosses and things, they do work. You just got to get creative with them.
And Ottawa's been fairly exotic with how things have gone around. We've seen a lot of that where it's a delayed handoff. We've seen some play action being thrown into that play type there as well, where it's play action off a delayed handoff. You don't see that too much here in the league.
Robert Thump with the stop there in the backfield. So 3rd and 10, first big test the second half for Lakeman.
How appropriate. This will be a big stop here for the Flight if they're able to make it here. It's like two high safeties. Lakeman got to throw it up top, and that's incomplete. He had Knight by a step. But again, as you mentioned, Cam, he just needed to put a little bit more sauce on that ball. Would have gotten there.
Yeah, Moore may have gotten a finger on it, or at least got in the eyesight of Knight, who was trying to make that play. Either way, can't fault the read there. And
no.
Ottawa's going to have to punt it away and hope for a great punt here to pin San Jose back deep.
Second time we've seen Braylon King Moore with an outstretched fingertip to adjust the trajectory of a ball, and what a punt there for Ottawa as they set them up. You can't get any better than that. It's at the goal line, Cameron. What are you supposed to do?
Coffin midsection right there. No corner involved. I mean, almost dead center in the middle of the field. That was a heck of a punt there. And, boy, you talk about growing up. Austin Blanco on his own goal line. Got to figure this out real quick.
Yeah, we're going to go on safety watch right about meow. Blanco under center, 5-step drop. Pressure in his face. He's down. Safety for Ottawa.
Man, a little bit of a delay. And big-time shark goes doop-de-doo. Liam Howard in the end zone. Oh, man, they just left him. Yep. That lineman just left him. Were they trying to set up a screen there?
I don't know. And just hunt him out to dry, though. You're absolutely right.
That's rough.
Man, so the great special teams pays off for Ottawa as they're able to get 2 more points on the board and get the football back with great field position at the 41-yard line. Another momentum swing in favor of the Cavalry.
Yeah, now they have even better field position than before, so it's almost a double whammy for San Jose. They really need – we're not talking about pass deflections or tackles for loss. They really need to force a turnover here, or this could get away from them.
See how they respond. I formation for Ottawa. Handoff to Salmons. And first man on the play was big number 97, getting in there and wrapping him up by the hips, Matt Foote.
20 touches on the ground for Salmons tonight. Doesn't feel like it. Has done a pretty decent job. They've mixed it up in terms of run and pass when they've gotten him involved, but that's something to watch for in the fourth quarter as he exhausts himself.
Of a passing formation this time, but it's a delayed handoff to Salmons, and again, only gets maybe a couple there, as it seems like the flight defense is responding well to that little wrinkle in the Cavalry offense.
Yeah, but the offensive line is pushing that defensive line back. You could see that Salmons, he was touched about 3 yards down the field, but that was first contact. He actually had pretty wide lane there. Good closing speed for San Jose.
So a 3rd and 4 now. Stretch play. Instead, Salmons cuts it right up the middle and gets the first down yardage. You're absolutely right, Cam. That was good vision there by Salmons.
That moves the chains, keeps the clock moving. Let's get another look at it. Watch the cutback left. Right there. As a running back, when you see a hole downfield, you just got to hit it. You can't be, too patient. Got to be the right amount.
I mean, he did a good job there for sure, because very clearly that was a stretch play. But he saw where the hole was, hit it right up the middle there. And Salmons again having good blocks up front, getting another 5, 6, 7 yards actually as he pushes himself forward out to the 42-yard line. And that's where it's been the difference, is that Ottawa's offensive line has been much better in the run blocking game than San Jose's.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, J.Z. Bacon's kind of been left to do all of what he needs to do on the outside. Hasn't really seen a lot outside of Van Dam at fullback. Look at that.
And Salmons again, big gaping hole, and he'll get close to the 30, mark him down at the 33. Another fresh set of downs for the Cavalry as they've seized all momentum here.
It don't get easier than that. Where's the San Jose defense on the screen? Not anywhere near Salmons until finally, 8 yards down the field. And if Ottawa's offensive line is going to get that tonight, they might as well just keep running it and wear down that San Jose defensive front.
I tell you what, that defensive film room is not going to be pretty for San Jose. Anytime you see a cluster of 4 opponents going towards just the end zone, that's never a good thing. Tipped in the air and incomplete. Blotner again. It seems to have an eye for those tipped balls. Almost came up with that one as Baker couldn't quite reel it in for Ottawa.
Going back to Salmons, he was 5th in the SFLm last season, 718 yards, 7 touchdowns. Coincidentally, J.Z. Bacon, 737 yards and 7 touchdowns. Those stats nearly identical. Bacon did more with less, but Salmons has been up there.
And he'll get another carry. Looking a little bit gassed as he was coming out of the backfield there. That gave San Jose a little bit more of an opportunity to get to him. And I did touch on that a little bit towards the beginning of the broadcast, just looking at the rushing attack for both of these teams. J.Z. Bacon with 9 games, was able to get 737 yards.
Right.
Salmons with 10 games, 718. And as you mentioned, just virtually identical in the stat column as Salmons gets tattooed at the line of scrimmage. Good God almighty. That man has a family.
Well, it depends on if J.J. Reed went to the family's house, because maybe at this point he doesn't have a family, if that's the way that Reed is going to treat him. I mean, that was just brutal
Jesus.
In the backfield. And, on 3rd down and long, kind of a curious call there from Ottawa. Both teams playing a little conservative tonight over the last couple quarters.
And a good boot there by Jacobson as he's able to put 3 more points on the board. So now a 12-point advantage, an awkward 18-6 score. How often do you see that? And I think you're right, Cam. I think it's a little bit of the, hey, let's play not to lose and not necessarily play to win.
Cat and mouse game, right? I mean, Ottawa's sitting here going, look, I mean, they haven't. It's not like they've scored a touchdown tonight. I mean, if we could just keep getting points on the board, we've gotten 5 in the last 5 minutes, right? So if we just keep doing that, we're going to win and hold on to this defensively.
And that's what they'll try to do is they are up by 12. So 2-possession ball game, no matter how many ways you slice it.
So this is the time that I want to see what Blanco's got downfield, right? Let's test this very young secondary. No two-way players. GB Wallace, Brewer, Ryan, Tanaka, Towers, right? Let's try to sling the ball down the field and get him going.
Bacon's going to get a handoff to start things, and a good tackle there by Tanaka as he's able to come up and make the stop. So a good gain of 6 to start things off. That'll open up the playbook a little bit more for the flight.
Yeah, and that's important for a young quarterback too. And it goes, look at that rating. It's not even legal. But you go to Blanco in this situation, 2nd and 4, a lot better than 3rd and long.
Bacon, another, good spin move there by JZ Bacon. Good grief. He was dead to rights in the backfield, and that spin move sprung him free, and he knows it.
Hey, that's the Bacon 5-second rule right there. Watch this Bacon that fell on the floor. Pick him up, right? Pick him up 5 seconds later, but Bacon's already got plenty of yardage after that. I mean, that was just ruthless running from JZ.
I think that was Crispy Bacon because he was on fire as he threw that spin move down.
That was my sizzle. That's the best I had.
I was picking up what you were putting down. Blanco hits the out route this time, so gain of 3 yards.
I would not be a good ASMR person.
No.
Kick it. I mean that's it. That's all I got.
Well, then you could say it about 50 different ways, and it's still just as satisfying, however way you say it.
I'm telling you, I need an action figure. You press the button and kick it, and the leg goes up. Then I'll know I've made it.
Oh, God. We need to talk to ESTV about that, see if they can throw in a Cameron Irvine action
Yeah, come on, Eric. I know you hear me.
A set of downs for the flight. As we've seen a resurgence from JZ Bacon, almost up to 5 yards a clip. Blanco. Again hits the out route, but again, just couldn't quite reel it in. Van Dam still trying to get those hands warmed up.
This is hurting my heart. I mean, Van Dam has been so good in the run blocking scheme, but back-to-back. I mean, let's get him some carries, right? I mean, back-to-back attempted receptions, but Van Dam's hands are just not there yet. Doesn't mean they'll never be there.
Oh, they'll get there. They will get there. I look forward to the day that I call his name in a major league game or I see him pancake block for one of my running backs. Blanco, little sidearm action, and again, no. Buford. Poor Buford.
I mean, credit to San Jose's staff, right? They don't want his confidence to get down, right? Keep giving him opportunities. What do you got to lose, right? I mean, it's just one game. You got to get his confidence up, and I like the fact that they went back to him after the drop because it says they believe in him.
Blanco, pump fake, didn't like it downfield. Somehow, Bacon scoots free out of the backfield. He'll make it a 4th and manageable, a 4th and short. And I think the best part of the whole thing is Greg Soto's laughing in the chat saying 0 for 3. The offensive coordinator for the San Jose Flight.
Matt Ryan looked like me on ice skates just then, just flying in the direction that he didn't want to go. I mean, that was just bad pursuit angle on JZ Bacon.
They're going to run a play. Bacon's got the football, and he's right up the middle for first down yardage. Close to the 30-yard line at the 33.
On 4th down, they kind of caught Ottawa napping, didn't they? I mean,
they did.
Ottawa feeling good about the stop and just kind of nonchalantly went up to the line. No fancy play, just handed off to Bacon, let him get the first down, and San Jose's on the move again. They got to get 6 on this drive, otherwise that momentum's not going to change.
That was a prime time to use the old, we'll call a timeout. No, we won't. And Bacon getting maybe a yard and a half on that play. Actually, no, that was the backup there. Backup
Yeah.
Larry Hormel.
Bacon's gassed. Yeah, what's going on with all this meat tonight? I'm too hungry for this.
Bit of a heavy formation here. We'll see Bacon get the carry. Now again, it's Hormel. Bacon still gassed as Hormel will make it maybe another yard. And I'll bring up 3rd and 7. Didn't quite have anything to work with on that one.
It's the biggest pass of the game for Blanco. Really needs to execute something past the sticks. And they got some good space there at the top of the screen, one-on-one.
Good cushion there as well. We'll see if they spot him. Instead, it's an out route going the opposite way and incomplete. They wanted to go to Buford once again and couldn't get it to him. Instead, it'll be a tip drill from Matt Ryan and incomplete.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because you saw that route at the top of the screen, but I'm not sure it would have gotten the first down anyway. Momentum sort of carrying him out of bounds. This is kind of a surprising decision. I mean, what are you going to gain out of this? If this punt goes in the end zone, this is a net of 9 yards, Eric. I'm with the way their offense has been playing, I don't like that decision.
No, I don't like it either. I mean, you got to.
Oh, my.
And then it's a Shankopotamus.
Wow.
All right. Well, I mean, that was better than it going into the end zone for sure.
By 4 yards. It was a 13-yard punt.
Listen, Cameron, okay, I'm trying to be optimistic here,
No,
all right?
I understand, but that is about as Shankopotamus as it gets around here. That was horrible.
That was not good. That was not good.
You can't put lipstick on that pig, and I mean, you can't.
Damn it, we're back to Bacon again.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
Swing pass coming out of the backfield to Robert Ross. That'll get a couple.
The fullback. See? He can catch.
See? But it's not going to matter. It'll be wiped off the board. Free 5 yards.
Man, tough sledding for both. I mean, you could tell it's week 1. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and with San Jose last season, if I remember, they had
took them a little while to get going as well.
Well, they actually, well, no, not San Jose. Last year they took it to Albuquerque, 44-13. But remember how much better Albuquerque was at the end of the season, which was my point. I mean, San Jose took it to them 44-13 in that one. And then the last game of the season, Albuquerque beat San Jose 38-17. So while it looks bleak now, in a couple of months, everything can totally be turned on its head. We just got to find the little positives here in week 1, as you were admittingly trying to do earlier, Eric, about the 13-yard punt.
Emphasis on the word trying. 27 carries, 96 yards for Dwayne Sammons. That's insane.
That's a night. That is a stat sheet
stuffer.
stuffer.
That's a bell cow night. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And we're not even in the fourth quarter. And that's cause for concern for Ottawa, because what are they going to do in the fourth? I mean, he's going to be tired. San Jose is definitely still in this.
That'll hit the end of 3. Ottawa with the football again, up by 12. See if the San Jose defense can keep him in this ball game. Week 1 of the SFLm rolls on YouTube. Eric Vincent alongside Commissioner Cameron Irvine on this beautiful evening here in Ottawa, Ontario. Got ourselves a good ball game on the other game as well, Tacoma and Lincoln. As that's a good pass over the middle to Mihata. Lakeman's been looking very sharp, and he's been continuing to pick apart the defense where he can. Bunch receivers now. And Lakeman going to quickly swing it out to Sammons. And again, couldn't quite get out of the backfield. He has touched the ball a ton, as we alluded to going into the fourth quarter of action. We'll have to see how Ottawa's offense responds with Salmon's maybe needing a breather here and there.
Yeah, until San Jose can get the offense rolling, I think Ottawa's pretty content to just kind of dink and dunk. May see another one here.
Certainly looks that way. Blakeman going to throw it that way. Good pursuit there. And that's Blotner able to close in and make the tackle. Brings up 3rd and long.
Sam Blotner having a much better night than he did in Vegas that night on Fremont Street. And, yeah, he's put that in the rear view until I brought it up. But it's okay, Sam. I do it because I love you.
5-step drop for Lakeman. Plenty of time. He's going to uncork one into coverage and incomplete. And that was a good bat by Strike Vader. Able to bat the football away. 6'3", 220. Another fun name.
Yeah, great play by Vader. And San Jose gets off the field. I don't think that's how Ottawa envisioned a time-sucking drive would end. And San Jose is going to get the ball back. Decent field position. As long as this is not a 13-yard punt also.
Oh, boy. Broadcaster's curse. Here we go. Well, they sent pressure, Cameron.
If that got blocked and it went for 13 yards, that would have been amazing. And you know it. I would have just mic dropped and walked out of here. You would have had to finish the game.
I would have done the same thing, honestly. You know, what more can I say after that? I can't top that. So we'll see San Jose kick things off at the 25-yard line this time around. Still in this ball game, 9.5 minutes or so to go, just under 9.5. Handing off to Bacon. He's had a bit of a second-half resurgence as he gets 4 yards out to the 28-yard line. And he knows he could have gone for more as he slams his hands in disgust.
Conley on the stop, and, you know, San Jose doesn't have to abandon the run right now. They got about 4 minutes and change to move down the field, get a solid drive, play some more defense, and keep themselves in it.
Again, going back to the run. Again, Ottawa standing tall as they knock him down at the line of scrimmage this time. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Now
Still an open playbook, though.
Yeah, that's something you like to see, though. Matt Ryan coming in from his safety position, stopping the run at the line of scrimmage. When you're a slot safety in the SFL, you're needed for that. That was a really good pursuit.
Watch the top of the screen there as Blanco got to go that way and finds him. First down yardage past the midfield to the 48-yard line. Terrell Cooper once again.
You've been in the booth with Ramos Lynn, man. That was some pretty good forecasting right there. And yeah, when you got a single high safety, he basically didn't know who to pick. And as soon as he turned his back in the middle of the field, that's a great read from Austin Blanco. You know you got one-on-one to Cooper on that post pattern, and Cooper or Blanco delivers.
That's how we're seeing the evolution here of Blanco. Handoff this time, and that's your boy Van Dam getting a carry. Look at that. Buford with his first carry.
There you go. See, 3-yard pickup, mix and match, stay ahead of the sticks. At least early on in the season for San Jose, they're going to need some of that while Blanco matures.
We'll keep things rolling here. Blanco swings it out to Bacon. Got one guy to beat. Doesn't do it as he'll get dragged down just shy of the line to gain. Good open field tackle there by Welbrock Buse as he's able to bring him down.
Been quiet since the pick, letting his teammates do it. The name does, in fact, fit on the back of the jersey, as we just saw right there. And, you know, now it's 3rd and short. Time to stand tall.
You touched on it in your game. These equipment managers are putting in overtime with these names as we get a first down by Bacon out to the 33-yard line of Ottawa.
Now that's moving the pile forward. That's what we've seen a lot out of Ottawa tonight. San Jose putting in the work. But now it's getting a little touch and go, Eric. You got about a couple of minutes left to get into the end zone before this game kind of gets away from you if you're San Jose.
Clock is starting to become the enemy here. Blanco swinging it out to Bacon. Trying to find the block. Couldn't quite get it. as he gets dragged out of bounds.
At least he got out of bounds, and that that offensive lineman, Randy Gentry, says, I came all the way out here for you to just go out of bounds? Killing me, man.
That was all of my energy. I exhausted all of my energy in that one play, and you couldn't even follow my block.
But that's important to watch. That's the strong side tackle who just ran all the way over there. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 8.
Definitely a run formation. We'll see it as Bacon will try and squirt his way up the middle for a couple of yards. 3rd and 6. And again, open playbook here, but it's getting to the point, Cam, where you got to start putting the foot to the gas.
He screwed Gentry again. Did you see that? He cleared out that right side of the line. Bacon cut it back inside. Blanco, 93 yards. He's got this biggest throw of the night, 3rd and 6. Got to get to the second level.
Blanco in trouble. He's going to go down. And just when Ottawa needed a sack, they get it. And that's big number 97, Caden Rowe, getting in there.
Well, here we are again in no man's land. I think it's too long for a field goal if you weren't going to kick the last one. And it's too long. It's 4th and 12. So I think this is the right call here. You just got to hope for a better punt than the one you got last time.
We got a shankopotamus of a punt the last time around. See how they respond here. Going towards the corner, and that's not great. Wow. At the 15, I thought that looked a little bit better.
Brutal. I mean,
looks a little bit better, but not so much.
That's back-to-back 13-yard punts and 20-yard punts by the San Jose special teams. And, I mean, when you look back at this night, if San Jose does end up losing, you're going to say, well, the offense just didn't do enough for us. But you're also going to look back at these two series and go, we just didn't do a lot with the time that we had left.
Absolutely. And now the defense getting a little antsy, trying to make the play, and they're making mistakes, as that'll be a free 5 yards for Ottawa.
Yeah, I think if San Jose had this game back, I really would have. I mean, when was the last time? We've seen Cooper on a post pattern a couple times, right, Eric? But what else? What else down the field for this flight team? We know that they like to air it out. We know that they've got some young players, on this bunch. But, yeah, they just didn't really take the top off enough tonight, I don't think, against that young secondary. And outside of Matt Ryan, we really haven't talked about much of them because they haven't really been involved.
High formation, swing pass, and it's going to be close to first down yardage. Mark him down at the 24. It's going to be 2nd and 1. And to your point, I think maybe Blanco got a little bit scared, a little bit punch drunk, for lack of a better term, after he threw it over the middle of the field into coverage.
True. And
it ended up being 2 picks.
Yep. Yeah, that first quarter gave the jitters for sure.
Yeah.
That's a great open field tackle, though, by Reed.
Absolutely. Brings up 2nd and short, but the clock continuing to roll here. San Jose going to have to start thinking about using some of their timeouts. As Salmons wide open towards the top of the formation. Great blocking as he gets dragged down at the 39. Blotner saves the touchdown.
I love watching the blocking in the SFL. Most people wouldn't think I'd geek out over it, but it is a thing of beauty. Watch this block. Wham! 66. Evan Townsend. Brilliant block to free Salmons. Blotner saved the touchdown, but that was beautiful.
And more importantly, it's inbounds. Clock continues to go.
This game was won in the first quarter, Eric. Ottawa came to play. They were ready to rock early. They forced Blanco into some mistakes, and they've been playing keep away ever since.
And that's what I was going to say. With the exception of maybe the second quarter, I think Ottawa has had momentum all game long.
Yeah.
So there really has not been any opportunity for San Jose to get themselves back in the ballgame. And, I mean, you look at a stat line like that. 30 carries, 110 yards. Whew.
It's not sexy. It's not going to take the girl home, but it'll get some fist bumps from some fans. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a heck of a game.
That is, as we said earlier, it's a bell cow game, for sure. Offset A will probably see another carry, his 31st of the evening for Salmons. There he goes. Yeah, he does look tired, and that was a good job by the safety, Savon Watson, coming up and making the stop for run support. But yeah, he definitely looks slow coming out of the backfield.
Well, 3rd and 10. They don't have to snap it before the 2-minute warning to even chance it on a throw. I think you just run it again.
I mean, why not? Get yourself to the 2-minute warning. Just continue to run the football. That'll give them a bit of a breather if you get it to the 2-minute warning here. And that's exactly what they'll do. 2 minutes to go here. Ottawa in firm control. Looks like they're going to come out away with the victory. San Jose still with 3 timeouts. We'll see how they respond in week 1 of the SFLm action on YouTube.
Playoffs start tomorrow, Eric, man. You and your boy Cade going up to Vancouver again. Can't get rid of him in the postseason.
I am geeked up because I know that Cade Stevens is in Andy Hamilton's head, and it'll be beautiful. Flips the defender. See, Salmons with fresh set of legs there out of that timeout. And that'll cost San Jose to burn their first timeout. 2 remaining.
But they do get the stop. This is the time. I mean, if the post route to Cooper's been what's working, you really got to put it on him, right? I mean, you got to really zip it to him, break a tackle. Who knows? Cooper goes all the way to the end zone, and now you're only down by 5. I mean, that's what San Jose needs at this point.
They've got an opportunity. They are not out of this yet, especially with a high snap. They could have possibly benefited from that. Fielded at about the 16, so it'll be a long way to go from the 18-yard line to hit pay dirt. And we haven't seen them really put their foot on the gas pedal and actually go. Like you said, we haven't seen a whole bunch of splash plays from this flight offense.
Well, it's another good learning moment for Austin Blanco here. Now we're in a 2-minute offense, and he gets another shot. We saw some no-huddle go awry earlier, but this is a good look here. 4 wide receivers. Blanco going to get his chance to show what he's got.
And again, looking up top there. We'll see what Cooper has in store for him. Instead, he'll go the opposite way. Double coverage and incomplete. He was looking for Anderson, newcomer here to the SFLm. 6'4", 217, so he's got some height to him.
Yeah, Anderson's been a little quiet tonight. And, Blanco, too, 6'4", 224. Got a nice build. But yeah, the decision-making on that throw was not ideal.
Pretty much flipped the formation here with 1:45 to go. Blanco pump fakes, and that was a mistake. Pressure was in his face right away, and there was absolutely nothing he could do as Crum Gedden comes in there and nom.
Look at Matt Ryan in the slot. We couldn't see him on the screen. Couldn't get a good angle, but that's what Blanco saw. Matt Ryan was sitting in shallow coverage. There were 2 receivers over there, but Blanco, unsure that he could get the ball over the top of Ryan, held the ball too long and allowed Gedden to get in there for the sack.
And it's those types of situations he will learn from those, but it's definitely going to take some time. 1 more timeout left. Gets away from the first defender, couldn't get away from the second. His offensive line did him no favors on that one, and San Jose is now out of timeouts with 4th down and a country mile coming up.
Credit the Ottawa defensive front, playing some really good football. This game ultimately won on the offensive and defensive lines. Advantage Ottawa tonight. And this is the Ottawa team, even though Robert Cherry now leading the way instead of Javier Vasquez. This is the Ottawa team we saw last season, winning the line of scrimmage in almost every game they played.
Ball game here. Blanco airing it out. Wobbler picked off. Ottawa's going to get the victory here off another interception off of Blanco. And it's been a great game for the Cavalry across the board. G.B. Wallace with his 2nd pick of the evening.
Yeah, I think as Blanco dropped back to throw that, I think his arm got hit from behind, and it really took a lot of juice off that throw. Tough to blame the young kid for that last series, and all credit goes to Ottawa's defense. They really showed out, and they're going to end up with the lowest score allowed through the first week of SFLm. Congrats to the Cavalry.
And they definitely they definitely forced San Jose's hand on that last drive. There wasn't a whole lot that Austin Blanco could really do. And hey, hats off to GB Wallace coming back into the minors for another season. 6'2", 213, able to come away with 2 interceptions this evening in his first game back. So great job by him.
Yeah, a lot of times when you enter the SFLm, regardless of when you enter it, you don't get drafted. You can get discouraged. You can feel like, oh, you know, the world forgot about me. But it's never the case in the SFL. If you are dedicated enough, you'll end up finding a home somewhere at some point. I mean, it's essentially a guarantee.
We'll probably get one more kneel down here in victory formation. You're absolutely correct. You know, it's a foregone conclusion, essentially, that you'll eventually find yourself a home in the majors, because we kind of go off of how many people are really interested in joining our great league, and just kind of go from there, if I'm not mistaken. So, and obviously you can correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
Not at all, my friend. Well, don't forget, Tacoma and Lincoln, they got about 6 minutes to go in their game. Tacoma just scored a touchdown, so they just took the lead. That's been a great back-and-forth game, so tune into Ethan Muslin and Mickey Malillo on the call of that one to round out opening night of the SFLm. Good games all around.
Yep, and another great game by both of these, or another great game with 2 great teams, I should say, on the other game there, as the Cavalry get the victory here, 18-6 over the San Jose Flight. And we pretty much put a pin in this one already, Cameron. This game was decided in the first quarter. Really wasn't a whole lot that San Jose could do to rebound, and I think the stats kind of show that.
Ottawa pulled ahead in that TOP. It was 13-8 in the second half, 13-8 essentially, or I'm sorry, in the first half, and then they duplicated it in the second. And as the game wore on, they kind of wore out San Jose. And Salmons did not have a stacked stat line. He'll probably get MVP, even though he didn't. But yeah, I mean, Ottawa just wore San Jose out, wore us out too. Dominating performance.
Yep, absolutely, across the board, 100%. And you touched on it a little bit earlier. We've got playoff football coming up here this weekend, which is very, very exciting. You're going to be on the call with Hall of Famer Eddie Gage in the nation's capital in D.C. for the Dragons against the Legend.
So pumped for that rematch. Minnesota, first time in the playoffs. D.C. hasn't won a playoff game since their championship in Season 5. So you got 2 teams that are not familiar with going to the quarterfinals. Somebody's going to get a win in that game, and I can't wait to dissect the matchup with Eddie Gage tomorrow on Next Level Sports. Tyler Falk will be in studio with me. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That'll be fantastic. Eager to see really 4 incredible matchups for a wild card weekend, with Lone Star and Arizona being the second game after that. And then on Sunday, Houston, Sioux Falls, and Fort Worth and Vancouver, as you touched on a little bit earlier. And there's our player of the game, GB Wallace.
Hey,
congratulations, young man. 9 tackles, 2 picks, and a tip. That's a great defensive resume for a strong safety. So hats off to you, my friend. Well, Cameron, I think it's time we go ahead and let the good people go. Any final thoughts?
I don't have any. Just ready for tomorrow and the playoffs. Great opening day of SFLm action, and we'll see you next Friday.
Amen to that. Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of the Simulation Football Minor League between Ottawa and San Jose. On behalf of Cameron Irvine, my name is Eric Vincent. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you for Wild Card Weekend coming up.